It's Wednesday! You know what that means! I'm better than you, and you know it! You fucking mark! Listen, I get it! Hard down, bro!
Oh, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Sports Jedi Network. We are here live on a Wednesday night, immediately following AEW Dynamite. I am your host, as always, PGH Chris TV, and tonight we talk about another boring AEW Dynamite. I mean, this is the same shit every week. We're going to, at least this week, we at least got somewhere with the preview to Forbidden Door. They tried to build their main event up throughout this night. So I'll give him that. But overall, this show is still boring on Wednesdays. But I know Forbidden Door is going to be a good pay-per-view. But we're going to talk about tonight's show. Hoss, my co-host, and the other half of the Dynamite Bros should be joining me any minute now. And we will get into this show. First off, you guys know, like always, the Sports Jedi Network is powered by Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes in the Sports Jedi Network. Always wiping out the competition. Make sure you use your promo codes. Text DUDE, save 20 to 59463, and we'll send you a code for 20% off your next order. Guys, the summer is coming. You guys need your popsicle flavored Dude Wipes. Sports Jedi Network has you hooked up. Make sure you text DUDE to save 20. Put the numbers in, and they will send you a nice discount for Dude Wipes, as well as Blackout Coffee. For the morning, our morning coffee drinkers, make sure you go to Blackout Coffee. Use codes Rumble or Sports Jedi 20 to save 20% off your order at blackoutcoffee.com. Again, tell them the Sports Jedi Network sent you, as well as G Fuel, which we will hear from later on in the program. Ladies and gentlemen, this is AEW Dynamite from June 17th. This was boring. I really don't know another way to put it. And I'm not saying this because, it's trendy. And a lot of people think this show is boring. I'm a big AEW guy. But you guys got to tell me what's there exciting to watch. I mean, when we start off this show with Kenny Omega versus Tony Nese, I already want to switch the channel. A jobber match to start off the show, and then we get a 5-second or 5-minute, whatever, face-to-face. Not really even a face-to-face between Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. We're going to talk about that much more. Chat, I said we were here from our friends at G Fuel. We will hear from them in a second. But first, I told you guys the second half of the Dynamite Bros was going to join me in any second. Hoss, hey, bud. How are you?
What's going on, Chris? How we doing tonight, man? Did you enjoy the show?
No. I did not. I was actually more invested in the New York Liberty and the Chicago Sky, if I'm being quite honest.
Oh, man. We doing bombs tonight. Enjoy the WNBA more. Okay.
This is ridiculous. Listen, I said this before when I started here. I haven't been on long, but I'll say this. It was like I could appreciate them, or I could give them credit for trying to, they built this show off their main event in Forbidden Door. It was like they started off with MJF picking the teams, and they made you wait till Mark Briscoe to pick the teams. I still don't think they should have gave us that main event, but I'll give them credit for that. But Hoss, before we get into the show, I'll ask you that question. I know you probably didn't see much of it. You were doing your thing, but from what you saw, what did you think? Did you think this show was good, or was this one of those shows for you, especially where it's like I'll just watch the highlights and I know what the fuck happened?
Well, I heard most of the show. I didn't see most of it, but I heard it. And if I was a blind man, I probably enjoyed the show. The show didn't sound bad. I would say that it did not sound bad. I will rewatch the whole thing in the morning to give it a good once over, but it didn't sound bad, and things happened. Things happened, so I cannot argue with that. Things happen, and with AEW, things don't happen a lot. So
I'll give him that.
I'll take solace in that.
I'll give him that. I'm just more so, again, this main event, the opening match, some of the segments. I mean, they just don't hit. But let's talk about that. I know it's some late. We appreciate you guys joining me and Hoss on a Wednesday night, like always, every week. We might be doing a different time for the Dynamite shows, so make sure you guys are on the lookout. Obviously, myself, Hoss, and Kev will update you guys if any changes, but there probably be some. We want to do some Forbidden Door previews next week. We want to have our good friend Marie Shadows maybe this weekend while we're all have maybe an hour or so. She's the New Japan expert, so she could really help me and Hoss understand who the fuck these people are and why the fuck these companies want to all this crap going on. So guys, stay forward, stay on the lookout for all that, and we will. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But guys, we got AEW preview. Let's get this out of the way here, because it wasn't terrible. But my thing is, it's a lot of the same shit. But again, I didn't mind this opening little backstage thing where MJF is back there. He's with the Don Callis family. We knew his team was going to be the Don Callis family. They just have a whole fucking army that they got to choose. So they eventually choose Kevin Knight, Andrade, Kyle Fletcher, Jake Doyle, and Okada. Hoss, what do you think about that team going in? It's a team full of heels. Maybe a story can come out of that. Maybe MJF's opponent from Redemption comes out of that. Maybe, Andrade or something, right, causes MJF. I don't know. But before we get into the first match and some other stuff, we'll get back to this later in the main event. But what did you think about this team being announced? What do you think about this team going into the Forbidden Door?
This is the version of the AEW Expendables. Great mercenaries. This team, they should be the overwhelming favorite. Okada rarely gets pinned. Kevin Knight is being pushed to the moon. Andrade rarely gets pinned these days. Truth be told, out of all the people here, MJF has probably got pinned more than anybody else. So, and that just shows you AEW logic is backwards as hell. But yeah, good team. Very good team.
No, it's a very good team. Again, I would like to see him, not Kevin Knight, because we've seen that so many times, but I wouldn't mind a Kyle Fletcher and MJF match. Absolutely not. I would love to see that. Andrade as well. I know they've teased that before. And Okada and MJF wouldn't be a bad match either. But I think the feud between MJF and Kyle Fletcher would be there. But we'll talk about those guys later on in the main event. Hoss, what a great way to start AEW Dynamite. We had versus Tony Nese.
Who is that? I'm serious. Who is this man?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Shout out to McGregor.
Ring of Honor jobber. We're starting off the first match of the fucking night with a jobber. Kenny Omega in action versus Tony Nese. The match lasted about fucking 7 minutes. After the match comes out, we had the Buckaroos. Here comes Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. is in the ring. Kenny Omega is kind of outside the ropes hanging there. And they had like a quick 5-minute interaction, yada, yada, yada. First off, what a boring way to start Dynamite. I would have started with Brody King and Bandito versus Moxley and Daniel Garcia, even though that match went way too fucking long. I literally went downstairs, got 2 things of iced tea, went to my car to get my wallet, and the match was still fucking going on. Like, ridiculous. But my point is, Hoss, I thought this was lame. What a lame start to open Dynamite. And we're probably not going to see Zack Sabre Jr. on Dynamite to do any promotion or any build up to this match with Kenny Omega on the Go Home show next week. So what's the point of all this? Why are you waiting till now to put Zack Sabre Jr.? Why didn't you do this, either last week or 2 weeks ago and then announce the match? It would have made way more sense that way. But again, AEW logic.
The streets are telling me this is going to be a banger, and I don't believe it. I don't believe
it's going to be a banger. It is going to be a banger. Zack Sabre Jr., listen, Zack Sabre Jr. is the most boring professional wrestler. At least Orange Cassidy has a gimmick.
Yes.
Like, I can't believe I'm even saying that something positive about him right now. At least he has a gimmick. Zack Sabre Jr., he's the most boring fucking wrestler. I think Orange Cassidy's stupid, not boring. There's a difference. Zack Sabre Jr. is fucking boring. He's a great technical wrestler, though. So I think the match is going to be good. But again, I'm not going to feel no emotion. They're both boring as hell. Oh my God, Hoss, this was bad. Kenny Omega speaking. First off, nobody wants to hear. And when you have some Brit frat boy looking guy that's just Hoss, I know you heard it. What did you hear the actual promo?
I did.
What did you think of it?
I wanted to cut my radio on when I was driving. It was terrible. Because the streets are going to tell you, oh, man, you just don't get Omega logic. He's a great promo. I get it. He's boring as shit. And Zack Sabre, not much better. They're just, moves. Just moves on moves on moves. And I'm just like, brother, please. Just give me a little bit of entertainment. A little entertainment. But they're terrible speakers. They're terrible.
Yeah, Zach, I don't know what he's in a group called MDK or whatever, and he came out with I don't know who he came out with. He came out with Adam Priest.
No clue. Who are these men? Who are these men?
I have no idea, but you know what I gotta say?
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Exactly. Thank you. That was perfect.
Long story short. Moving on to the second thing on the show, second match. Brody King and Bandito, which looks like they're reforming their tag team.
Thank God.
Right, because both of them individually are fucking boring. I'm gonna be honest. So then I actually did not mind them being tag team champions. So that's okay. But Daniel Garcia and Moxley, it was just way too long. But again, this was a fine match. I thought this was a good tag team match. This is AEW, so they're gonna have a lot of false finish spots, a lot of 2 counts, a lot of all that stuff. But it wasn't a bad match. It was a fine TV match. Again, I thought this would have been a good opening match, and I thought we could have had the opening what we got maybe next or in the middle of the show. But Hoss, if you go back and check out the match, it was actually a pretty good match. But I'll ask you this: what do you think of Brody King and Bandito being back together as a tag team? Because when you go back and see this, they actually, they looked good again. So I'm curious to see what they do if they get mixed in, after Copeland and the War Dogs or at Redemption. Maybe they even have a match at Redemption. Not going to win, but maybe that can set, Cope and Christian to whatever the hell they do at Wembley.
Oh, this is getting us ready for when we get the New Day and the Machine Guns. They're coming.
See, this is how, real quick, me and you, Kev, you're starting to do what me and Kev do, where it's like, did you read my mind? Because I didn't want to say that because the New Day, like, we haven't heard anything. I don't want to put anything out there, but that's Hoss, keep going. That is exactly what I thought in my head. It's like you fucking scanned my brain.
Yeah, by the time those two teams get here with All In comes, we're going to have probably about 8 to 10 viable tag teams, and that's going to carry us for the rest of the year. Because the main event scene, we were pretty much getting through everyone that was in the scene to start off, and we're getting to those rematches. So when you get these tag teams, you're gonna see a lot of more fresh faces. So Bro Dito getting back together, it works better for them because neither one will get a big belt this year, even though Bandito probably deserves one more so than Brody King. But them fighting for tag team gold is good television. So I won't argue with it.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, I believe yes, Bandito is still the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion.
Why?
So you got you got to ask Tony and not Nice or Shivani. I'm talking about Khan. You got to ask Tony, man. I have no fucking clue. I don't even know. Like, they don't even have of any pay-per-views or events. Like, they don't even. They're taping Collision right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not even fucking. Like, I don't understand. Again, Hoss, Athena's still the women's champ. Like, again, that's a whole conversation for a different day. But I agree. Why is Bandito still the Ring of Honor women's champion or Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion? Excuse me. Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? But speaking of who fucking knows, and speaking of another tag team concept, we heard from the Dogs. The Dogs were gonna come out there and do a little bit of a segment, talk shit about Copeland and Cage. Copeland and Cage come out. They kind of get them. They have a little brawl. They get the mic, and they just kind of sort of talked about, they remind Edge. Shit. How did he kind of paraphrased? Now I don't remember the exact quote now. I thought I did, but he was like, "Yo, you guys remind me of me and Christian when we were young, like 30 years ago. You guys are just trying to be us, yada yada. You're not going to take our titles." I think Adam Copeland over the years on the mic has come off a bit. I don't want to say cringy, but he definitely is not intimidating or badass like maybe he was back then. But overall, I didn't care for this. I'll be honest. The Dogs aren't gonna win this. They'll probably get back into the trios division when Gabe Kidd is either fully healthy or he just gets back to TV. Hoss, I got nothing. I got nothing for this other than it should be a fine match at Forbidden Door. But it's not like FTR and Christian where it's like you could see one of these teams winning. No way in fucking hell are the War Dogs winning this match.
You read my mind on this because I'm just like, okay, I saw Gabe Kidd over the weekend at Dominion waging war on New Japan. Don't ask me how I know because I didn't buy Dominion. I just happened to see it on X. But yeah, he was there raising a ruckus. And the Dogs need him in the worst way. And I'm not even a fan of Gabe Kidd, but he actually does give them a dimension of recklessness, I guess.
Yeah, he's kind of like that unfiltered dude that that's I believe that's why Tony won't give him the mic. I believe that's why they're gonna have David Finlay be the mic guy because I've said this to Kev so many times. Gabe Kidd is somebody that if I was producing, I would be like, "Yo, you gotta watch your fucking mouth," because you will say some stuff that gets not. I don't care about cancel culture, but this is the IW. This is the wrestling business.
Yes,
you're going to get canceled alongside us. You know what I'm saying, Hoss? Right.
I can see him saying something not safe for work. I won't go into further detail, but I just leave it at that. He might say something not safe for work. But Edge and Cope and Cage, these are 50-plus-year-old men. They're trying to bridge the gap with different generations. So they are going to come off cringy, campy, not funny at times. Sometimes they may be extremely funny, but they're overexposed. So when they get to talking too much, it's going to come off lame. So I get where you're going. We all know that they're going to beat the Dogs, and they're in the Tony Khan internship. You must job for 6 to 9 months. This is what's going on, and good match, I guess. We're gonna have a good match. That's all I can say.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%, dude. I don't know where this is gonna go after that, but I'll do some honorable little mentions here because the next three things I I'm actually curious. I think those are the more important things. We saw Tekla and her opponent at Forbidden Door. They had like a little vignette to promote the match. I'm gonna look up who her opponent is actually because I
Starlight
have
Kid. That's it.
thank you very much. Again, respectfully, this is for you, Starlight Kid.
Is that guy?
Have no idea who the fuck that is.
In the chat, if you could enlighten us on who she is.
If somebody there know who, you know what, we'll look it up. What's her name? Starlight Kid.
Yeah, Starlight Kid. Yeah,
Starlight Kid. That sounds like a guy. First off, and I might have just got canceled right there for saying that. Career highlights. Let's see. I'm looking at her cage match. Oh, I don't know.
First of all, we're on cage
people.
match. We have lost the plot. We're on cage match.
I mean, this is the only person. The only person I recognize is Hakuzi.
Chris, you've gone full sicko. Never go full sicko. You are on cage match, brother.
I mean, Tony. You know what? This is the problem with AEW. Tony Khan does not do a good job of telling us who the fuck these people are, that I have to go on cagematch.net to figure out who Starlight Kid is. Look, you couldn't give her, like, this is what I'm saying. Where the fuck is she? This is the same shit with Stephanie Vaquer and Mercedes Moné at the UBS Arena Forbidden Door. We had no idea who the fuck Stephanie Vaquer was. Now, granted, she came on maybe once, maybe twice. But they did nothing for this match. I'm not comparing it because I'm comparing it because it's like the same thing. It's not as big of a match, but it's the same concept. Excuse me, when it comes to the women and these new Japan companies, this is terrible. And again, we're going to bring our good friend Marie Shadows in later this week, maybe sometime next week as well. We're going to get into that more about that as well. But Hoss, that's what happened. And then also, Hoss, you're gonna like this. We just got done talking about Bandito. Why is he a Ring of Honor being the world champion? Do you know who he challenged for a title match backstage?
For what for the ROH belt?
No. Bandito challenged Moxley for the
Continental
Championship.
Well, I'll tell you this: the match will be good. Mox will not lose, but the match will be good. What is going to happen next week?
Again, I'm gonna be honest. Me and Kev were shooting the shit. That's why I waited for I didn't whatever. That's why chat we went a little late because I was still producing the show and we were having production meetings, all that stuff, and we were watching it together. And yeah, I didn't recall, but Hoss, I wouldn't be surprised if this is on Collision.
Me neither. I mean, it sounds like because Moxley's always on television. Why wouldn't it be on Collision? It'd be the main event on Collision. That's exactly what this sounds like.
There you go. Exactly.
It's going to be great to see Moxley no sell a 21 plex.
unless they add that match at the Forbidden Door, like a last second match, like they did with O'Reilly, literally like they did with O'Reilly and Moxley at the Double or Nothing, where they had a championship match on Dynamite the fucking Wednesday before Double or Nothing. They had the championship match the Wednesday before, and they had it again days later at Double or Nothing. This is exactly what I think is gonna happen.
You're probably right. You're probably right. Tony probably feels this is a money match, even though it's nowhere near drawing any money.
It's a sicko money match.
Yeah, put up the fake monies, not the human monies of Danhausen. Put up the fake monies. So yeah.
Dude, shout out to fucking Danhausen, bros. On Stephen A. Smith, on dude, he's the biggest star. I gotta admit it, because you and Kev know I can't stand Danhausen. I couldn't stand Danhausen when he was in AEW, but this guy he's
the real undisputed WWE champion.
He is the most popular wrestler. I mean, when Jalen Brunson mentions you on Jimmy Fallon, you're talking, bro. And again, we're gonna get into the too juicy stuff, but it's like Hoss, when Danhausen is the most over wrestler in professional wrestling, I understand what he's doing.
Yeah,
but let's be honest, What does that say about the stake of this industry right now? If Danhausen's the most over wrestler in the entire world and he doesn't even wrestle. He's a fucking comedian.
Brain rot, brother. Brain rot has taken over wrestling, and that's what they're monetizing. Because
I can't hate on him.
I can't even think about it. Think about it last week, brother. We had people laughing at Jericho and Tommaso Ciampa talking about Tommy's mommy and balls and Mad Santa, whatever the hell he called him. Yeah, we got that's brain rot for you. So Danhausen is elite brain rot today. That just shows you where we are.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's doing his thing. Again, they're icing on the cake with Saturday night's main event being an MSG in a few weeks.
When they call wrestling fans weird, this just affirms it.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I can't believe I'm defending Danhausen this much, but to be fair with him, it's like, it's not just the wrestling fans. Like, the basketball fans have embraced this fucking guy. The hockey fans, because he cursed the Vegas Knights in overtime and they lost. Like, these sports fans are fucking gravitating towards this guy. Like, chat, this is how you know us talking. If me and Hoss were talking about Danhausen on a fucking Dynamite show, this is how you know the show's boring.
That's a fair point. Fair point.
Let's talk about the least three interesting things, because Hoss, I don't want to say boring, because I don't want to put it out there that I don't enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy covering it, but it's the same shit every fucking week.
Oh, you're not wrong. The biggest thing here is they only want to get over the top at pay-per-view with matches. And we're talking when they go overboard, it's barbed wire, people chewing light tubes and shit like that.
Yeah.
They don't. When we get on here every week and I say I want better television, that does not mean the wrestling is bad. The wrestling is all elite. I say it every week. You get good wrestling every damn week. It's just the TV aspect. Man, throw an old woman through a table or something. Bring back the Mae Young spots. I don't know. It's sanitized. That's why it comes off as boring. It's a good wrestling show, but it's also a predictable wrestling show, and that's what makes it boring. That's the biggest thing. It's just too predictable. Like, production is getting better. It's just boring. It's just too predictable. That's it.
Very, very, very. We'll talk about this and then we'll go to a commercial here, because I actually thought the last two things were interesting. I'm not going to waste time on this too much, because we got Mercedes Moné in the semis against Hakuzi. She'll be taking the winner of Athena versus Maya World, which will be, I think, is happening right now because they're taping Collision. So the match is probably going to get. We'll probably know what the actual match is on social media. It was a good match. Mercedes looked good. I liked her technical submissions that she likes to do. I think Hakuzi looked fine. I think her Stardom style and Mercedes, she has that style too from her being in there. So I thought they mixed well together. I'm not sure if they've had previous matches together. Wouldn't be surprised. But again, Mercedes, she obviously dominated the match. Again, she had a lot of submissions, a lot of pins. But Hakuzi, she did her thing. But again, I just don't give a shit. Nobody gave a shit, because when she came out there, she got no reaction.
We don't know her. That's the thing.
We don't know her. She got crickets, and I feel bad because it was a fine match. Sound like a broken record, but Hoss, we knew Mercedes was gonna win. We know Athena's gonna win, so I'll ask you this question and then we'll move on. What do you think, or who do you think is going to win the Owen? Who do you think should win the Owen? What do you think if we're going to get – because if we get Maya, let's just say we're going to get Athena versus Mercedes. I think that's the match. What do you think – who do you think should come out of this as the Owen winner? To me, should be Athena. No fucking question. She should be – but again, you've talked about this, and I think I kind of know where you're going, where you would say.
I mean, if it were up to me, I book Maya World for the upset, like complete upset of the Owen. If I was booking this, I'd be trying to build a star. But Tony Khan, he's chalk like like the March Madness bracket. He's very chalk. Number one seeds do everything. So Mercedes is going to win. She's going to end up beating Tekla at All In, and we're going to have a Mercedes run where she may go 300 plus days of being champion. And bad television, just bad television. She's going to get booed out of stadiums with go away heat. It won't even be the great heel heat. It's going to be go away heat, even though she just got back, because she comes off very, what I want to say. She comes off Cody Rhodes-esque.
Right.
It's just her character needs a refresher. Like I said last week, the babyface turn would have done her wonders. We missed the boat. Now she's gonna come out here, be healing it up, making people tap out. She again, the 5'0" 110-pound woman, just doing everybody dirty. It's hard to sell it, but this is where we are. She's not gonna do another job for a long time. She's gonna run roughshod through this division again, in the same way. It's just for the bigger belt.
Yeah.
Predictable television. That's all it is, Chris. Predictable television.
Yeah. Well, see, this is what I would do. And I don't know if this makes sense or not, but I would have Athena win the Owen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need Mercedes to win the Owen, in my opinion, for her to have win the championship, have a title match. Let's be honest, she could I would in her Tekla match versus Starlight Kid or whatever the fuck. I'm not saying Tekla loses it, but Mercedes somehow comes out. Well, after the Owen after she loses the Owen, I think they should have the women's Owen match first. She loses it. Somehow Tekla, she teases him after Tekla wins. She comes out, which wouldn't make sense, but or you could do it on Dynamite. I don't know. Somehow you can get Mercedes and Tekla at Redemption, and then you get Athena and Mercedes at Wembley to finish their 3-match trilogy. I would do it some way, somehow. Maybe it's a little too late to do something with Tekla and Mercedes, but this is AEW. They'll do something like that. But to me, I don't know if that's. I feel like that's a little unpredictable. Not totally, but let's be honest. If you're betting on this shit, I'm putting Mercedes a money line. So it's
Chris,
like if you have, I think that'd be some unpredictability. But again, I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes sense because you try to make good TV. But again, this is AEW. And the biggest thing about this, Chris, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to age myself on this one. You ever watch Seinfeld, Chris?
I've watched reruns.
Okay. Are you familiar with George Costanza?
Sort of, kind of.
Athena is George Costanza. And I'll tell you why. She's on every show. She's a star. She just can't win. The pen will not help her out. The power of the pen will not. They will put her in big positions to be great, to possibly get the belt. But it's gonna come all crashing down. You will not win. So if you're gonna have Athena win the Owen, it's gonna be just like last year when she won a Casino Gauntlet match. She's gonna have a title shot and take a job. I don't want that for Athena. I want better for her. So.
Yeah,
I don't want that. Like, I really don't want. I would rather her lose in the final than to win and job out again in a big spot.
I agree. I'm with you. But are you confident that we are going to see Athena on any meaningful way on AEW programming if she loses the Owen?
I'm getting to a point. I think her and Tony Khan have an agreement. I think she probably asked, if you fund my wrestling school, I will take the ROH Forever Championship and be fine with it.
It has to be at that point because there's no reason Athena should not be. Hoss, this is ridiculous. I literally I don't know what to say. I might just go all over the place. The fact that Athena is in Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
And not a major player in the women's division on AEW is so weird. I cannot, I just can't. I cannot understand it. Why? I don't give a fuck if I was in a room with Tony Khan, bro, That would be the first question I ask him. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Your TV deals, all this shit. Why is Athena in Ring of Honor? Why is she not your women's champion? Or at least in the mix?
Chris, that's what I come up with. Because ROH is taped in the same spot every week, right?
Yeah, it's in a studio in Jacksonville.
Okay, see, now follow me here. Like, she does have that wrestling school in Texas, so she doesn't have to go across the country all the time. She can go right back to Texas, use her do her stuff in the school.
Yeah.
And then her school is also a feeder system for AEW. I think Maya World came through that school.
Okay.
I can't prove I think Hyen went through that school too, and a few other ladies as well. I think that's a feeder system for AEW, and Tony Khan puts a lot of money into it. And I think Athena just agreed, like, don't send me everywhere, and I'll sell ROH.
I don't think that's I don't think that's far fetched at all. I could see that being the case. It has to be the case. Something like that has to be the case because again, she's too good. She's being wasted, in my opinion. Again, and that's what she genuinely wants to do, and she's happy with. Good for her. She's making money. She's wrestling. They'll call her up when they need to, kind of like how they did last year during the Owen when she was actually a heel or whatever on TV. I don't mind that.
Like, she doesn't do,
but not being at all in Texas is fucking ridiculous in her home state.
I mean, well, she was there. She won a Casino Gauntlet match.
That's right. She won the Casino Gauntlet. What am I?
I mean, she got there. No, think about it. It was a late turn-in, though.
Yes, that's why I forgot it. Yes, that's why I forgot. Because she went. I remember that. The reason I forgot about that is because it was either in the pre-show or right in the beginning of the show or something like that. But she went on social media like a week or two like before and was like, all in being in my fucking home state. I'm not even on the card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to cry, like this and that. So it is what it is there. But yes, Mercedes wins. We're going to see Athena. I would book it like that. But I agree with Haas. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
I'm going to tell you, Chris, it's going to scare me come July 1st because something is telling me he's not going to make a star with the Survival of the Fittest match. He's going to go chalk somewhere there.
Yeah.
I can see he putting that belt on Sheeta. It's going to be bad television. I can see him doing that. It's going to piss me off.
What belt on Sheeta?
The TBS Championship. I can see him doing that and make terrible television.
I forgot that championship was even a thing now because that shit has not been. Why I still can't believe we're waiting till July for that fucking title to be anything now or have a new champion. No, I would have again. Haas, I'm so happy you brought that. I completely forgot. If you're gonna not have Athena win Owen, she needs to win the TBS title.
Oh, it would work too, but
she can. And again, for her try, I don't. If I was her, I would. AEW does like the mid states, like Texas up, like Texas from like Louisiana, Alabama, some Florida, and then she could maybe do a little West Coast stuff if she has to, if the match is right. Like, I'm sure she has somebody that could take over the wrestling school if she wants to be involved in a big program, which I'm sure she does. It's been like 4 fucking years of her being there and her not doing jack shit other than having good matches. Mercedes is the only thing that's really people want to see her, like, because you don't give us it's ridiculous. So I can go off about Athena all day, but it's crazy. Anything else you got for the women's Owen? I think it's going to be Mercedes. I want it to go the way I think, but it's going to be Mercedes, and I think we're just going to have to accept that at this point.
Oh, I already have. I've given her the big belt.
You've given her the world title already, huh?
Yeah, I'm already August 30th. I'm already there.
That's going to be that's going to be a long review show.
Oh, you better believe it. You better.
That's going to be our longest review show of the year. Like,
it's
double or nothing
at least.
Oh, I fucking better be. Not if it's Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay in the main event.
Even then, and like I may not like it, it's still gonna give us something to talk about.
Fair.
Cause trust me, we get on this stuff every week. We want AEW give us something to talk about. So
I agree.
good or
I'll
bad,
give you that.
good or bad is something to talk about. But
I give you that.
But for this Owen finish, yeah, Mercedes is gonna go over. Just hey, get the money dance out. Let's just start doing the dance.
Oh my god. Anyway, Will Ospreay is gonna be doing that dance at fucking Wembley like he was when Mercedes came into the company.
Oh no, Billy
speaking-
Goat, no.
Speaking of Billy Goat, his face to face with Swerve, I enjoyed it. They talked a lot about last year's history. They mentioned some of their first match at the Forbidden Door, which I was hoping because I really enjoyed it at the UBS in 2024. But it was good. I liked it. Again, these guys it's going to be a banger, Hoss. It's going to be a good match. We saw it 2 years ago. At least I did. We know who's going to win, but I like this because, again, it's very predictable. We knew this was going to happen, but it's like, if you're thinking about if you don't, if you're not a dirt sheet guy, if you're not a podcaster like we are, you don't really care about the behind the scenes or thinking about what's going to happen. You just want to live in that moment. There's no reason why you don't think Swerve has a chance. He's a former world champion. He's beaten out. I think he beat Ospreay in that first match. I thought their face to face was good. This is what I like about usually on the finals between the Owen. They did this with Ospreay and Hangman last year, and they had, in my opinion, the match of the night. I gave it like the second match of the year last year in our award show, so of AEW. Hoss, what did you think about the face to face? If you heard it, what do you think about the match at Forbidden Door? What are you expecting from these two? Give me your thoughts about Ospreay and Swerve going into the Forbidden Door.
Oh, very good exchange here. Will Ospreay, he is getting his promo chops up. It seemed like he's starting to step it up when he gets in there with somebody who can actually speak. And if we want to make good television here, this is what I would do. I would book a double turn at Forbidden Door. I would have Will Ospreay go full heel. Make sure the Death Riders are full heel. No more of this tweener bullshit. And make a Swerve a face again. Because you cannot be the most dangerous man doing all these jobs. This man every time he says he wants power, every time he's dangerous, he does a job. This don't work. It does not work for him. So I would execute the double turn. It would throw everybody off and go into Wembley. Will Ospreay, the hometown hero, as a heel.
What?
Yes. Yeah, make the crowd actually boo this man at home. There would be scintillating television. I know wrestling fans don't like to play along like they should. They would still cheer him. But if the last hope for wrestling fans, if you want to make TV very good, play along as you should. If someone's a heel, I don't give a damn if he's from Wembley or London. Boo him the fuck out of Wembley. Do that. I'm telling you, the next Dynamite would be gold. But yes, that's what I would.
MJF needs to teach him something.
I'm
dead ass. I'm fucking serious because when MJF, he does not hold from the 5 shit boroughs of New York, and the entire building booed his ass. I'm sure you had a few, myself included. I would have been like, yeah, if I was a New Yorker, like I like him, a heel or not. You got those people. For the most part, though, like MJF gets people to boo. He's the only person, in my opinion, that does what you're talking about in AEW right. Only person.
Yeah. You know how you say MJF needs to teach him something. This is what I would teach Will Ospreay when he wins the title at All In. Whoever he beats, you know how they say God bless the Queen. In England. Have you ever heard that? I would have Will Ospreay get the mic, hold that belt up, and say, "Man, fuck the Queen, fuck Parliament, man, fuck King Charles, man." Yes, say fuck King Charles. And man, boo him, throw popcorn. It could be Hogan in 96. when he turned heel. Throw batteries at him. Throw cell phones.
And Will Ospreay would be a good. I've seen him be a heel in his early, his late New Japan run, and like when he was making appearances during the first Forbidden Door, and like he's the dude. Like he's one of those guys, right? That he don't care. He literally went on national TV and told Triple H that you're only where you are because you were grinding Stephanie.
Yeah, there you go. See, the heel is in
like,
there.
He's there. Like the heel for dude, I love that.
And I tell you this too. I tell you this before you go. Tony Khan loves to book heels. There was some of the only thing he booked correctly.
Yes.
Will Ospreay is a heel run right after MJF's run would be great. Build some faces to go against Ospreay and the Death Riders. You'll bring more life to the Death Riders, which they need in the worst way. And you can turn Moxley into Senator Palpatine. This will be great.
If I'm going to be honest, Hoss, that could come to reality. Because let's say the rumors are true and Kenny Omega and MJF have a rematch. I'm going to tell you right now, Hoss, that's going to be the first match all year for AEW where I'm generally not going to know who's going to win.
It's about a rematch between Omega and MJF.
I'm going to be sitting here going to be the first time all year where I have to stay up till midnight. I don't give a fuck if I got to be at work at 7 a.m. the next morning. I have to watch this match. Like, this is important. And I like that. If they do, I think it's stupid. I think they should have Kenny Omega won a Dynasty and just did what they wanted there. But I digress and say, fuck the whole Darby shit. But I digress. If Kenny Omega wins the AEW World Title at Redemption, that plan could very much happen. Because have we not been seeing Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay doing these backstage vignettes the last few weeks? Kenny Omega saying, which he's stupid because he says one thing and yeah, they're good guys, actually. You could trust them. But him saying you got to watch out this and that. You don't think that if he turns heel, Kenny's going to whatever. They got it right there. If it's MJF, I want to see. They're obviously going to play the babyface winning it in the hometown. But there's no way they don't go at least to the O2 or something over there next time. I bill Will Ospreay for heels run right after that.
Yeah,
not right after Wembley. You give it like 3 weeks to milk it out. His next opponent, depending on who it is, that's how he does the heel turn. If it's MJF, but if it's him and Kenny, I fucking love your idea.
Man, I'm telling you, Tony Khan should come talk to us. We can make you some good television.
He needs to talk to a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie, Hoss. Every single podcaster I listen to, whether it's Coach and Bro, JD, Busted Open, even sometimes they all come up with better fucking ideas than what I see on TV.
Yeah,
even Kev that doesn't watch the show.
He could book the matches. Just have other people give you direction. That's it.
And that's what Mick Foley needs to be doing instead of taking bumps.
Man,
Hoss. We're going to get into the main event right now, but think about this. If MJF, I'm going to tell you right now, if MJF loses, and you will agree with me because I think you said this, I'm delusional. I don't think we're going to see Mick Foley wrestle in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
But if it does, or I will, let me rephrase it like this. If MJF loses that title at Redemption, I'm going to be nervous that we're going to get those two, Mick Foley and MJF at Wembley.
Man, you might well get ready for it. Man, Mick Foley is going to
needs to be the special guest referee in the main event.
Man, truthfully, they ought to have a paramedic as the special guest referee because I'm worried for this man's safety. We should have a CTE guy sitting there ready to study his brains because, man, I told you I'm worried about Cope and Cage in a TLC match.
Fans want to see Mick Foley.
This is
in our
why wrestling fans
AEW.
cannot be booking my TV because they're gonna get someone killed.
They're so fucking stupid. I apologize. I don't mean no disrespect, but some of you wrestling fans are fucking dumb. I have seen so many people. I want to see Mick Foley wrestle.
Like,
That's somebody's grandfather.
Is TV that bad? Is wrestling that bad in 2026 that we want to see geriatric men who can't walk wrestle?
They want
Man,
Vince McMahon back in WWE. They want Mick Foley to wrestle in AEW. They want, I don't know, with all the TNA shit happening, they probably want fucking Dixie Carter back. Like, everybody wants to relive nostalgia. I think that's how bad wrestling is now.
I mean, that's how bad music is these days too. That's the same way. But I will tell you this: if you want to see Mick Foley wrestle again, go back and watch Sabu's last match. Yeah, you want to see geriatric.
Are you talking about the Joey Janela one?
I think it was. I think it was that
the
one.
match that killed him.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. These people want to see someone die on pay-per-view.
Oh my
That's
God,
what they want to see.
That was on GCW too, and AEW is basically the mainstream version of GCW.
You see what I'm talking about, man? This is a problem.
But I still don't want to see it, dude. But it has to be MJF. Oh,
yes.
If he's in a ring with Darby Allin, if Mick Foley versus Darby Allin,
just go all out. Just go all out. Just bring Sting back one more night. Get Sting and Mick Foley to go wrestle. How about that? Do that.
Oh my God, dude! I would quit. I'd quit the show. I do
not want to see Mick Foley go against anyone 30 years his junior. I don't want to see it.
Tony will make that match happen.
Of course he will, because Tony's a sicko. He's King Sicko. He doesn't.
Jericho versus Mick Foley.
Man, he'll put Mick Foley in the Lion Tamer, and this. Oh man, we got problems.
Holy shit, guys! Ugh. Guys, we're gonna get it. Hoss,
do we have to talk about this main event? Do we have to?
No, but yes. Here's why I say no. I'll start with the no, because we're gonna see the real version of this match next Sunday. This was a fiasco, and this was boring. Yes, we have to talk about it because we have to shit on this. Why the fuck are we getting? Why the fuck did we get this match? This is ridiculous. This is stupid. I don't know any other word to put it. Why, Hoss? I'm gonna ask you a question. Generally, why do I have to watch the Forbidden Door main event when I got it on free TV? Besides the steel cage, why do I gotta pay? Why do I have to stay up till fucking 1 a.m. to watch a match I just saw on Dynamite?
I'm gonna age myself again, Chris. Do you remember the Tootsie Roll commercial? How many licks it takes to get to the middle of
How many licks? A 1, a 2. Yes.
Yeah, you know what he says at the end? The world may never know.
Yeah. That's
my answer to why you watching this match and we're gonna get it for pay-per-view. The world may never know. But
Hoss, I remember in the beginning of AEW, Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. I don't know if any of those teams sound familiar.
I saw the Blood and Guts match with them.
Okay. Yeah, the Pinnacle, Inner Circle. You know, you had Jericho, Santana, all these guys, Jack Swagger, Jake Hager, and then you had MJF, FTR. Oh my God, it was great. Anyway, what they did before that match, Hoss, they had everybody standing in a line. And this is something that AEW doesn't do for Blood and Guts, for Anarchy in the Arena. They should have They should have done this for Stadium Stampede, where they had all these guys lined up in the ring, and they're face to face with the wrestler. You had the captains of your team. So in this case, it'd be Mark Briscoe, and who's fucking boring on the mic, and then it'd be MJF, and they'd be going at it, and then they'd pass the mic, and then yada yada, and then they would incorporate. Hoss, I'm telling you, those were some of the coolest segments in AEW. They do nothing like that anymore. Instead, you know what they do? They give us a match preview before the actual match. What the fuck? That makes no sense. You give us two of the same goddamn matches in less than a month.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think Tony Khan had real friends growing up. That's why he loves party matches so
He
much.
had to, man. I don't think real friends. I don't think he had real friends. He had people around him because he was rich.
Yes. They had no real friends. That's why he loves these party matches so much. Man, 10-man tag, 12-man tag, 14-man tag, 8-woman tag matches. There is no reason for party matches like this on TV every week. And then we're gonna get another one at pay-per-view, the same exact match. It's gonna be a lights out steel cage match. Someone's going to get hurt. It's a problem. Our champion already has a hyperextended knee. You're putting him in harm's way. We cannot afford for anyone else to get hurt in this company right now. Half of the women's division is hurt. Like, when is enough going to be enough? I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't either. Hoss.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
About this entire show. Final words for the audience here on a Wednesday night about AEW Dynamite. And the stake of AEW going into the whatever you want to get off your chest tonight.
Another sanitized wrestling show. Again, it's your typical Wednesday night. I mean, not bad wrestling. It's just boring television. That's it. That's it.
I agree. Before I give you guys my outro, I want to show you guys. I want to tell you guys about Famous Davis. Now, you guys know Smoke Sessions, Famous Davis show here on the Sports Jedi Network. We appreciate you, brother, for joining me and Hoss here, the Dynamite Bros, on a Wednesday night. Thank you so much. Check out the interview he did with Steve Macklin. He interviewed Steve Macklin this morning. Go check that out. We're all gonna keep grinding, and we like he said right here, beyond the motherfucking hustle. And I think we all are. We're all doing our things, each and every day. So again, Famous Davis show, Nap God, Smoke Sessions, Chemistry Lab. Appreciate you guys for joining us here. Go show them some love. Part of the network. Again, Sports Jedi Network, we're here. Shout out to Famous Davis. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it.
Oh, one more thing before we go, Chris.
Yes.
I also want to plug the interview we had with Elena Black today.
Check that out. You got it right there. Yes, I had it right here. Guys, my final thoughts on AEW before I say goodnight, before I give you guys some programming notes, things to be on the lookout for, yada yada. I agree with Hoss. Another good show, but again, we're going to sound like a broken record where this is the same shit every week. They give us a couple things to talk about the last weeks. Granted, Mercedes coming back, Briscoe and MJF, like they're doing some shit to get us on track, but it's like it's the same shit every week. It's the same shit every week. So, yes, Hoss, first off, I was going to say that in the outro, but you did bring it up. Good job on doing your second TNA interview, brother. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Guys, go check that out. Yes, so guys, things to look out for, things to be on the alert. So, before we say goodnight here, Hoss, again, thank you for joining me like always. Obviously, like Hoss and K-Dot mentioned earlier today, it has been aired. Hoss and Kev did interview TNA Knockout Elena Black. Phenomenal interview. Go check that shit out. It was great. She was great. Shout out to Elena Black on the Sports Jedi Network. You guys can go check that out. Again, I just mentioned Steve Macklin on the Famous Davis show earlier today. You guys can also check that out on Famous Davis on X Sports Jedi Network, all the platforms you see us on. Thank you, Real Julia from WWE. I love Elena Black video and channel, so cool, like this live. Thank you so much, Real Julia from WWE. We really appreciate you joining us on Wednesday. Thank you for your support for the Elena Black interview. Thank you so much. Make sure you come check us out. We're live all the time. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and your support. Yes, Elena Black interview, Famous Davis, Steve Macklin. We got me, Hoss, and our good friend Marie are going to plan some Forbidden Door talk sometime this weekend or next weekend or next week, but definitely before the Forbidden Door. We got weekly wrestling this week with me, Hoss, and Kev. And me and Kev might do a state of TNA. Again, we do those a lot. Me and Kev might do a state of TNA. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, guys, you guys know the outro for these shows. It's not going to be, your normal one. I just this is the new outro for the Dynamite Bros on Wednesday night. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining the Sports Jedi Network. This has been PJ's Chris TV, Hoss Knuckle Brew. Good night. We'll see you next time.